Okay, welcome to the lecture on long multiplication. As you can see over here, I've written some strange little multiplications, and the reason for this is to remind you that when we multiply any number by 10, it ends in a 0. 8 times 10 is 80. These are things you know. I just want to remind you. 6 times 10 is 60. They're ending in zeros. 5 times 10 is 50. Why am I telling you this? It's because now you have migrated onto long multiplication, and long multiplication is going to ask you to write an extra 0 down simply because we are multiplying by the tens column, and anything times 10 has a 0 on it. So let us begin. So we're first going to do, like we did in the past, the unit by the two columns at the top, okay? And then we are going to go onto the 10 by the unit and the 10 by the 10. Okay, don't be confused. We'll do it one step at a time. Let's look at what we've always known, which is working with the unit by that one and then the unit by that one. We've always known that. So let's do that first. That's the easy part. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 7 is 21. Okay. So we've actually finished with our unit. If you wanted to, you could just cross it out. We've done with it now. We're now going to look at the tens. And what did I tell you about 10? This is the tens column, remember? We're looking at this one down here. When you multiply anything by 10, it's got a 0 on it. So let's write the 0 down. You're always going to do this in long multiplication. On the next line, under your 6, you're going to put a 0. Then we're going to start our multiplying. We're going to go 2 times 2 is 4. And then we're going to go 2 times 7 is 14. And actually, I'm going to scribble these all out. We're finished with this now. Now we've got two lines of numbers here. We're going to plus them. And you see you've kept everything in beautiful columns. That's how you're going to write them nice and neatly. So we're going to go 6 plus 0 is 6. 1 plus 4 is 5. 2 plus 4 is 6, and 1 plus nothing is 1. So you first do your timeses, you do your unit, you get this row's answer, then you do your 10, you get that row's answer, and then we plus them all together. Okay, so let me just rub that all out and do that whole sum again now that it's not so messy. And you can use it for revision again. Okay, so let's get the right color here, red. Units first. 2 times 3, 6. 3 times 7, 21. Okay. Now we're going on to our tens, and whenever we work with our tens column, we first put a 0 down. Anything times 10 has a 0 on the end. 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 7 is 14. Now we've got two rows of numbers here, which we're going to plus in neat columns. 6 plus 0 is 6. 1 plus 4 is 5. 2 plus 4 is 6. And 1 plus nothing is 1. There we go. Easy. Let's do the next one. Okay, units first. 1 times 9 is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. Finished with our units now. Right, now we're going to go on to our tens. And our tens, we need to write a 0 down first because anything times 10 has got a 0 on. Okay, so 3 times 1 is 3. And 3 times 4 is 12. Now we're going to plus these two. 9 plus 0 is 9, 6 plus 3 is 9, 3 plus 2 is 5, and the 1 plus nothing is 1. Okay, let's do some more. Units first. 2 times 4 is 8, and 4 times 1 is 4. Finished with our units now. Now we're going to write down a 0 because we're working with our tens column next. 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 1 is 4. And then we're going to plus these all together. 8 plus 0 is 8. 4 plus 8 is 12. So write a 2, carry a 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. There we go. Okay. Then the next one, units first. 1 times 2 is 2, and 2 times 5 is 10. Now we're done with our units. Tens next. We first write a 0. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Keep nice neat columns going so we can add properly. 2 plus 0 is 2. 0 plus 2 is 2. 1 plus 0 is 1, and 1 plus nothing is 1. Okay, right. The next screen is for you to practice. So I want you to do the long multiplication here, and to, even if you don't feel confident, just attempt it because you learn from our mistakes. Press pause, copy these down, and when you've done it, come back and press play, and we will look at them together. Okay, so I'm assuming you've done your work. Let's start. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. Finished with our units. Now we're going on to our tens. Anything times 10 ends in 0, so we put a 0 down. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. Now we're going to add them all up. 6 plus 0 is 6. 4 plus 3 is 7. And 2 plus nothing is 2. Okay. Next one. Units first. 3 times 3 is 9. And 3 times 2 is 6. Finished with the units now. Tens next. We're going to write a 0 down. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. Now we're going to plus them all together. 9 plus 0 is 9. 6 plus 3 is 9. And 2 plus nothing is 2. There we go. I hope you got those all right. If you didn't, just go back again and listen to my explaining. And you must just remember that anything times 10 ends in a 0. So that is why when we're working, like for instance with that part over there, that's the tens column. So when we're timesing it like that, we're going to be having a 0 here, because anything times the tens column ends in a 0. Only write the 0 once, and then you do that, and then you do that. That gives you that answer there. Then you're finished with that line. Okay, well done. See you in the next lecture.